I pull into the driveway of my modest Portland home, my body sagging with the weight of a 12-hour shift in the ER. 3 cardiac arrests, 1 child with a broken arm, and a man who swallowed his dentures. My scrubs reek of antiseptic and sweat. All I want is a hot shower and 8 uninterrupted hours of sleep. The golden sunset bathes our quiet suburban street in amber light. Mrs. Patterson waters her prized dahlias across the street, lifting her wrinkled hand in a familiar wave. I wave back, forcing a tired smile. Something nags at the corner of my mind as I stare at my house. The curtains. The living room curtains are missing from the windows. Strange. Mom probably washed them. Again. Her cleaning frenzies always intensify when Dad makes another investment. I climb out of my ancient Toyota, swing my backpack over my shoulder, and trudge up the walkway. The stone gnome Dad, bought at a garage sale 5 years ago, still grins his chipped smile by the steps. I dig my keys from my pocket, unlock the door, and step inside. The hollow echo of my footsteps stops me cold. Mom? My voice bounces off bare walls. Dad? Nothing. The living room stands completely empty. No sofa where Dad watched football every Sunday. No coffee table with Mom's collection of ceramic birds. No family photos climbing the staircase wall. Not even the hideous brown recliner my brother Brandon insisted on keeping when he moved out. Just nothing. My heart hammers against my ribs as I move through the house. Kitchen empty. Dining room empty. The bedrooms upstairs all empty. My childhood bedroom, where height marks still tracked my growth on the doorframe, stripped bare. The bathroom cabinet where I'd stashed emergency tampons and Advil cleaned out. They've taken everything. Every stick of furniture, every pot and pan, every family photo, even the shower curtain. Back in the entryway, something catches my eye. A single white envelope lies in the center of the hardwood floor, illuminated by a shaft of setting sunlight. My trembling fingers fumble with the seal. Inside, a single sheet of paper. Mom's handwriting, slanted and hurried. Thanks for fixing our credit, loser. We're moving to Texas with Brandon. Don't call. My legs give out. I sink to the floor, the cold hardwood pressing against my knees. A wave of nausea rolls through me as the truth sinks in. They've abandoned me. Worse, they've robbed me. My phone buzzes in my pocket. An automated message from a realtor. Congratulations on the successful listing of your property at 4217 Oakwood Lane. We anticipate closing within 30 days. The room spins. They're selling my house. My house. 7 months ago, I slept in my car after Brian and I broke up. 3 years together, and he kicked me out with nowhere to go. I was saving every penny for a new apartment, determined to rebuild. Then Mom called at 2 a.m., sobbing. We're about to lose the house, she wailed. Your father made some bad investments. We owe $325,000. My childhood home, the door frames with pencil marks tracking my growth. The backyard where Dad taught me to catch a baseball. The kitchen where Mom showed me how to make her famous apple pie. Gone. What about the money Grandma left? I asked. Silence hung between us. The inheritance that should have been split between Brandon and me. The money that mysteriously disappeared into Brandon's failed sports bar venture. It's gone, Mom whispered. Despite the anger simmering in my gut, I couldn't let them lose everything. I'll help, I promised. I worked double shifts at Providence, Portland until my feet swelled and my back screamed. Maxed out my credit cards, canceled my dental insurance, ate ramen for dinner 5 nights a week, all to save them. While I drained my savings account, my parents' Facebook page filled with smiling photos. Family triumph over financial troubles, Mom posted, beneath a picture of them toasting with champagne. They hosted a lavish dinner to thank me, but spent the evening fawning over Brandon's new business idea, as if his first failure never happened. I sat at that dinner table, watching them laugh and celebrate, and the truth hit me like a defibrillator shock. I gave everything to save them, and they're acting like they saved themselves. That night, I researched home ownership rights until my eyes burned. I questioned the family lawyer about refinancing options when Dad wasn't around. Then I made my move. Asked my parents to sign refinancing paperwork that was actually a quitclaim deed. Mom's eyes flickered with doubt before she signed. This puts everything in your name temporarily, I explained. For tax purposes. She nodded, pen hovering. You'll transfer it back? Of course, I lied. Now, sitting on the bare floor of my empty house, that decision feels both foolish and prescient. They tried to sell my home, but I outsmarted them. My phone buzzes again. A text from Brandon. Mom says you're being dramatic again. I stare at his message, then at the empty rooms around me. Dramatic? They've stolen everything I own except the scrubs on my back. The sun sinks below the horizon, leaving me in darkness. But as I sit in the growing shadows, something shifts inside me. The weight of betrayal crystallizes into something harder, colder, more determined. This house is mine, and they've made a terrible mistake. The next morning, the light filters through bare windows as I sit cross-legged on the hardwood floor, surrounded by scattered papers. Sleep came in fitful bursts last night, my mind racing through possibilities while my body curled uncomfortably in the back seat of my Toyota. The house felt too empty, too hollow to stay in. But I'm back now, determined to understand. I thumb through the mail collected from the kitchen counter, bills addressed to my parents, circulars, and a thick envelope from Bayview Realty that my father must have overlooked in their hasty departure. My fingers tremble as I tear it open. Final contract and closing instructions, the cover letter reads. My stomach drops as I scan the dates. The contract was signed 3 weeks ago while I was working night shifts, while I was bringing them groceries on my days off, while they smiled and told me things were looking up. My phone buzzes with a Facebook notification. My mother has posted a photo of herself, my father, and Brandon standing in front of a modest ranch house, arms linked and smiling broadly. New beginnings in the Lone Star State, finally free, reads the caption, followed by Texas flag emojis. The timestamp shows 4 hours ago. My throat tightens as I swipe to the next photo. Brandon holding a set of keys, grinning like he's won the lottery. The comment section overflows with congratulations from relatives and family friends who have no idea what they've done. The sale contract in my hands tells the full story. Listing price, $450,000. Down payment already received, $10,000. Closing scheduled for next week, $450,000. Nearly double what I paid to save this house. Money they plan to take while leaving me with nothing. You absolute vultures, I whisper, my voice echoing in the empty room. I spread the papers across the floor, creating a timeline of deception. My father, once a respected accountant, started gambling 5 years ago after losing his position at the firm. Small bets grew larger. Credit cards maxed out, loans taken against the house. His brother, Uncle Greg, covered for him at family gatherings, laughing off concerns with, "Jack's just having a streak of bad luck." My mother, forever maintaining the perfect family image, redecorated the living room 3 times in the past year, even as they spiraled into financial ruin. Her social media remained a curated gallery of family happiness, each post more fabricated than the last. And Brandon. My stomach churns thinking about my younger brother, the golden child who could do no wrong. His failed sports bar venture swallowed my grandmother's inheritance whole, yet somehow he remained blameless. He's just finding his path, my mother would say, while I worked 60-hour weeks at the hospital. My phone buzzes again. A text from Mara, Brandon's girlfriend of 2 years. Is it true you're homeless now? Brandon says you're being dramatic about the move. Before I can respond, another text arrives. This one from Jennifer, my colleague from the ER. Heard about what happened. Spare room is yours if you need it. No rush to leave either. The kindness catches me off guard, bringing unexpected tears to my eyes. A knock at the front door startles me. Mrs. Patterson stands on the porch, her silver hair catching the morning light. She holds a small box in her weathered hands. I saw them loading the truck at midnight, she says, her voice quiet with disapproval. They told everyone you approved the sale. That you were joining them in Texas next month. She hands me the box. I've lived next door for 30 years, Hallie. I know when something isn't right. Inside the box, I find family photos. Mrs. Patterson borrowed when she spotted Brandon tossing them into a donation bin. The realtor called me this morning, she continues. Asked about the family situation. I told her she should speak with you directly. As if summoned by her words, my phone rings with an unknown number. The realtor's assistant, calling to verify details about the pending sale. There seems to be a discrepancy with the title. She explains, her voice professionally neutral. The property was transferred solely to Hallie Cruz 7 months ago. The current sellers aren't listed on the deed. A weight lifts from my chest as I thank her and end the call. The quitclaim deed worked. The house is legally mine. My momentary relief shatters when my phone buzzes with a voicemail notification. My father's voice fills the room, slurred with anger. You'd better not mess this up for us. We need that money. You owe us after everything we've done for you. I delete the message, my hands steady now. The stakes have never been clearer. My credit cards are maxed from saving this house. I have nowhere else to go. If they contest the quitclaim deed, I could lose everything. Without stable housing, my position at the hospital could be jeopardized. Attendance and appearance matter in healthcare. The realtor calls back an hour later, her tone significantly cooler than her assistant's. Miss Cruz, we've completed the title search. The sale cannot proceed without your authorization as the legal owner. We've frozen the transaction pending clarification. Thank you, I reply, surprised by the calm in my voice. That evening, Jennifer arrives with an air mattress, a bag of takeout, and a fierce hug. Just until you get back on your feet, she says, helping me inflate the mattress in what used to be my bedroom. As night falls, I lie awake, staring at the ceiling. The house creaks and settles around me, familiar sounds from childhood that now feel different. This emptiness, this betrayal, it should break me. Instead, I feel something hardening inside, like concrete setting. They wanted to sell my home and disappear with the money, but I outsmarted them. Tomorrow, I start rebuilding. Not just furniture and fixtures, but boundaries that should have been in place years ago. I close my eyes, surprisingly at peace in my empty house. It's mine now, truly mine. And they've made a terrible mistake. A week later, my phone chimes for the 8th time today. Brandon again. I consider silencing it, but something makes me look. Mom's having anxiety attacks because of you. Fix this, NOW. I toss my phone onto the air mattress where I've been sleeping for the past week. 3 days ago, it was, Dad's blood pressure is through the roof. Yesterday, you're tearing this family apart. The steady drip of guilt has become white noise. The doorbell rings. Through the peephole, I spot Uncle Greg's balding head and forced smile. His Cadillac idles in my driveway, engine running as if he expects this will be quick. Hallie, honey, he calls through the door. Just want to talk some sense into you. I don't answer. After 10 minutes of increasingly agitated knocking, he leaves a business card wedged in the door frame with a note. Your parents raised you better than this. Later, scrolling through Facebook, my stomach clenches. Mom's latest post has 57 comments. Praying for parents dealing with ungrateful children. Mental health issues can tear families apart. Please respect our privacy during this difficult time. The comments range from sympathetic to suspicious. Stay strong, Diane. From her book club friends. What happened with Hallie? From people who actually know me. My finger hovers over the reply button, but I close the app instead. They've controlled the narrative my entire life. Not anymore. The next morning, the sunlight streams through my bedroom window as I lay out my clothes. Not scrubs today. A crisp white blouse, navy slacks, and the pearl earrings Grandma left me. Professional. Authoritative. The mirror reflects someone I barely recognize. Shoulders back, chin lifted, eyes clear and determined. The title office smells like copy paper and coffee. The receptionist's eyes widen slightly when I give my name. Miss Cruz, we weren't expecting you until 10. I prefer to be early. My voice sounds steadier than I feel. Mr. Abernathy, the title officer, shakes my hand firmly. His office walls are lined with family photos and fishing trophies. I've reviewed your documentation, he says, gesturing to the folder on his desk. The quitclaim deed is in order. Your payment records are remarkably well organized. I've learned to keep receipts, I say, the corner of my mouth lifting slightly. He nods, studying me. I've never seen someone your age so prepared. Most people twice your age don't understand these transactions. Necessity is an excellent teacher. His printer whirs, producing the document I've been fighting for. This confirms it, Miss Cruz. You are now the legal homeowner of record. The attempted sale has been voided. My fingertips tingle as I touch the paper. Mine. Truly mine. Mr. Abernathy clears his throat. Your parents requested a conference call. They're quite insistent. I bet they are. The speakerphone crackles. Dad's voice fills the room, already mid-sentence. Completely unreasonable. We raised her, put a roof over her head for years. Mr. Cruz, Mr. Abernathy interrupts. I have your daughter here with me. We're on speaker. A moment of startled silence. Then Mom's voice, trembling with practiced vulnerability. Hallie, sweetheart, how could you do this to us? After everything we've sacrificed. Mrs. Cruz. Mr. Abernathy interjects. The documentation is quite clear. Your daughter paid $325,000 to prevent foreclosure on the property. You and your husband signed a quitclaim deed transferring ownership. She tricked us. Dad's voice rises. She said it was refinancing paperwork. The deed is clearly titled, sir. It bears your notarized signatures. This is absurd, we'll sue. On what grounds, Dad? My voice surprises even me. Calm, almost gentle. The house is mine. The sale is void. And you left me with nothing but walls. Mom begins to cry, the familiar soundtrack of my childhood whenever she didn't get her way. But Mr. Abernathy simply slides a box of tissues toward me, unmoved by the sounds coming through the speaker. This conversation is over, I say, pressing the end call button. Walking through the hospital corridor that evening, Jennifer falls into step beside me. The cavalry's arriving at 6, she says. Mike from radiology has a truck. Emma's bringing her old couch. I've got kitchen supplies. My throat tightens. You don't have to. Try stopping us, she says, bumping my shoulder with hers. By sunset, my living room has furniture. Not matching pieces from a showroom, but a hodgepodge of donations. A forest green couch, a scratched coffee table, mismatched dining chairs, more than I had yesterday. Mrs. Patterson appears at my door with a cardboard box. I borrowed these for safekeeping, she explains, revealing framed family photos. When I saw them loading everything up, I knew something wasn't right. Later, my phone rings with an unfamiliar number. Mara's voice comes through, hushed and urgent. I left Brandon, she says without preamble. They planned this for months, Hallie. Brandon showed me text messages from last winter. I can't stay with him knowing what they did to you. I sink onto my new old couch. Are you okay? Shouldn't I be asking you that? She laughs, a hollow sound. I'm staying with my sister. Listen, I saved some of those texts. I'll forward them to you. Dr. Winters catches me between patients the next day. I've approved your request for additional shifts, he says. The holiday pay should help rebuild your nest egg. Thank you, I manage, blinking back unexpected tears. After work, I drive to the hardware store and buy new locks. The metallic snick of the deadbolt sliding into place sounds like victory. The security system installation takes 3 hours. Cameras covering every entrance, motion sensors, a panel by my bedroom door. In Brandon's old room, I roll seafoam green paint over the basketball posters he never bothered to take down. The color reminds me of the Oregon coast, where I'd go alone to think during nursing school. With each stroke, I reclaim another inch of space. The last task is the hardest. My parents' wedding portrait has hung above the fireplace my entire life. I carefully remove it, wrapping the frame in an old t-shirt before placing it in the attic. In its place, I hang a photograph of the Portland skyline at dawn, the view I see driving home after night shifts. The beginning of something new. Standing back, I survey my home. Not empty anymore, not stolen, mine. My phone buzzes with another text from Brandon. I delete it without reading, and turn off the lights, climbing the stairs to my bedroom. For the first time in weeks, I'll sleep without dreams of empty rooms and stolen futures. My phone buzzes at 3 a.m. I ignore it, but seconds later it buzzes again. And again. The notifications pile up like autumn leaves, texts, voicemails, Facebook alerts. I squint at the screen, my bedroom still dark save for the harsh blue glow. Mom's name dominates my notifications. I sit up, back against the headboard, and tap the most recent message. The extended stay America costs $89 a night. We can't afford this much longer. Your father is beside himself. I scroll through earlier messages. Complaints about Texas heat, the motel's lumpy mattresses, the suspicious characters hanging around the parking lot. Not one word about leaving me with nothing but walls. The irony almost makes me laugh. Almost. Their dream of a Texas mansion funded by my empty house has crashed into reality. The $450,000 they expected will never arrive, and their hastily packed bags now sit in a budget motel room with cigarette burns in the carpet. My laptop sits on my nightstand. I open Facebook, where Mom has just posted a sunset photo, taking time to explore Texas before buying our dream home. Blessed family, new beginnings. The comments overflow with cheerful encouragement from distant relatives and church friends who have no idea what really happened. 12 people have already liked it. Brandon's profile tells a different story. His status updates have shifted from excited plans to thinly veiled complaints. Job market tougher than expected. Anyone know someone hiring in San Antonio? I close the laptop without responding to any messages. Let them stew in the consequences they created. Morning light filters through my new curtains as I prepare for my shift. I've been carefully silent online since they left, watching their narrative unravel without my interference. Today feels different. Today I'm ready. I prop my phone against the kitchen counter and take a selfie in my scrubs, standing proudly in front of the freshly painted living room wall. The caption comes easily. Some things earned can never be taken away. Grateful for this home and the community that supported me through unexpected challenges. Within minutes, comments appear from neighbors, co-workers, old classmates. They've heard rumors. They choose sides without me saying a word. So proud of you, Hallie. Your parents were always sketchy about money. Call if you need anything, honey. I send one email before leaving for work. To Dad. Subject: mail forwarding. I've decided to keep the house. Please forward your new address for any remaining mail. Hallie. Short, simple, final. When I return from my shift 8 hours later, my phone holds a text from Mara, Brandon's girlfriend. Brandon got fired yesterday. They found out he lied about his experience. I type back, "Good thing that you moved with your sister. But you could always come back to Portland." She doesn't respond, but I know I've planted a seed. Uncle Greg calls that evening. His voice carries the weight of family obligation, strained by disappointment. "They're asking to stay in my basement," he says. "I can't turn family away, but Hallie, what they did to you. Do what you need to do, Uncle Greg. Your father says there's still a chance to sell the house and split the money, says everybody wins that way." My laugh sounds hollow even to my ears. "That's what I figured." His sigh travels across state lines. "Your mom's been calling everyone from the old neighborhood. People are starting to ask questions." Their perfect family image is crumbling brick by brick. In Portland, in Texas, everywhere. Later that night, Mom's tearful voicemail fills my kitchen as I chop vegetables for dinner. "Baby, please. We made a terrible mistake. We just need to come home. Your father's not sleeping. Brandon blames us for everything. Please call back." I delete it and keep chopping. Dad's email arrives next. "We could split the proceeds 50/50 if you sell now. The market's hot. Be reasonable, Hallie." Brandon's text is less diplomatic. "You've destroyed this family." I stand at my kitchen window, watching stars appear above my backyard. The yard where Dad taught me to throw a baseball. The yard where Mom planted tulips every spring. The yard I mowed every Saturday to earn my allowance. My fingers tap out one response to Brandon. "The day I needed a roof, you left me homeless. Now figure it out like I had to." Block, delete, breathe. 3 days later, my lawyer calls. Good news. Their legal challenge to the quitclaim deed has been dismissed. The judge didn't even need to hear arguments. The bank confirms what I already know. The mortgage is solely in my name. The mountain of credit card debt I took on to save this house still looms, but each paycheck chips away at it. Each extra shift brings me closer to freedom. That night, I hang a new mirror in the entryway, the spot where their wedding portrait once dominated the wall. My reflection shows someone I'm still getting to know, a woman who stopped setting herself on fire to keep others warm. The house feels different now, smaller, without their oversized expectations. Larger, with possibilities that belong only to me. My financial sacrifice was enormous, but it saved me from a lifetime of exploitation. Some lessons cost everything but teach you what you're truly worth. And in my case, that's exactly the price of this house. A month later, the rain pounds against my windows like tiny fists demanding entry. October in Portland brings storms that wash away summer's lingering warmth and expose the bare bones of reality. I'm curled on my new couch, a modest secondhand find that Jennifer helped me haul up the front steps last weekend, reviewing patient charts when headlights sweep across my living room wall. A car door slams. Then another. A third. My stomach tightens. I know those footsteps on the walkway before the doorbell rings. The security camera app on my phone confirms what my body already sensed. My parents and Brandon, huddled beneath a single umbrella on my porch, their faces drawn and desperate. I consider not answering. Let them stand in the rain like I stood in an empty house 3 months ago. But that's not who I am. Not anymore. When I open the door, Mom steps forward first, her mascara tracking dark rivers down her cheeks. Hallie, thank God. We have nowhere else to go. Dad looks smaller somehow, his shoulders hunched against the driving rain. The Texas situation. It didn't work out. Brandon pushes past them both, water dripping from his leather jacket onto my newly refinished hardwood floors. You need to fix what you broke, he snaps. They had to sell their car just to get back here. I say nothing, simply step aside to let them into the entryway. The home they stripped bare now contains just enough furniture to remind them of what's missing. My furniture. My home. After everything we've done for you, Mom whispers, her voice cracking with practiced precision. I changed your diapers. I nursed you through chickenpox. I helped you apply to nursing school. I've rehearsed this moment in therapy, in the shower, while staring at my ceiling at 3 a.m. Yet now that it's here, a strange calm settles over me. I don't feel rage anymore. Just clarity. Would you like to sit down? I ask, gesturing to the living room. They exchange confused glances before following me. Dad's eyes flick to the mantel, where their wedding portrait once hung. In its place is a framed copy of my nursing license. When I was 16, I begin, perching on the edge of my armchair. I crashed Dad's car. Remember? You grounded me for 3 months and made me work at Uncle Greg's warehouse to pay for repairs. Dad frowns. What does that have to? You taught me about consequences. I continue. About responsibility. About paying my debts. I reach for the folder on my coffee table. So I've kept track of mine. And yours. I open the folder and remove a stack of bank statements, neatly highlighted in yellow. $78,000. That's what I paid toward the mortgage and property taxes over 7 months. I place them on the table. Plus another $23,000 in credit card debt I took on to keep this roof over your heads. Mom's hand flutters to her throat. Hallie, we never asked. Next. I pull out my phone and open Facebook. While I was eating ramen 5 nights a week, you posted these. I scroll through their smiling Texas photos, the steakhouse dinners, the shopping trips, the vineyard tour. Interesting budget choices for a family in financial crisis. Brandon shifts uncomfortably. Social media isn't real life. No? I extract the handwritten note from a protective sleeve, now professionally framed. Is this real enough? Thanks for fixing our credit, loser. We're moving to Texas with Brandon. Don't call. My voice doesn't waver. Mom's handwriting. Dad's sentiment. Your collective goodbye gift. The silence thickens until Dad clears his throat. We made a mistake. We're sorry. Sorry you got caught. I correct him. Sorry your plan failed. I place the final document on the table, a notarized statement from Mara. Brandon's ex-girlfriend had quite a story to tell. How you planned this for months. How you discussed selling my house while I worked double shifts to save it. Dad's facade cracks. His eyes dart to the exit like a cornered animal's. You had no right to turn Mara against us. I didn't turn anyone against you. You did that yourselves. Mom's performance tears give way to something rawer, uglier. How could you do this to your own mother? Her voice rises. Where are we supposed to go? The same place I was supposed to go when you emptied my home and tried to sell it from under me. The words come easily now. You never saw me as family, just as a resource to use. A problem to solve your problems. Brandon lunges forward, finger pointing at my face. You think you're so perfect? You stole our house. Your house? I stand, matching his height. The house I saved with my money? The house you abandoned? That house? His mouth opens, closes, opens again. No sound emerges. Through my front windows, I notice Mrs. Patterson peeking out from behind her curtains. 2 doors down, the Collins family has paused their evening dog walk to watch the drama unfold. My family's shame is now as public as their betrayal. You can stay at the Motel 6 on Powell, I say quietly. I've arranged for 3 nights, paid in advance. After that, you're on your own. 3 nights? Mom's voice cracks. What are we supposed to do after that? I walk to the door and open it. The rain has slowed to a gentle patter. Figure it out, like I had to. One by one, they file past me. Dad pauses at the threshold, his familiar cologne mixing with the petrichor. We're still your parents, Hallie. Biology doesn't make a family, I reply. Actions do. I close the door firmly behind them and engage the security system. The electronic beep echoes through my reclaimed space. Through the window, I watch them retreat down the walkway, past the stone gnome with his chipped smile. I didn't destroy them. I whisper to the empty room. They destroyed themselves. I just stopped saving them. The weight I've carried for so long slides from my shoulders like water. I turn back toward my home, modest, incomplete, but unmistakably mine. Outside, the storm clouds break, revealing a single star in the twilight sky. The first clear thing I've seen in months. The morning sun warms my face as I kneel in the freshly turned soil. 1 year later, and my hands still remember the emptiness of this house. Now they press seedlings into the earth where Dad's neglected grill once collected rust. Marigolds, zinnias, and cosmos, bright, resilient flowers that return season after season. Those are coming along nicely, Mrs. Patterson calls from across the fence. No longer just a neighbor who waters dahlias, but a friend who brings homemade bread on Sundays and listens to my stories without judgment. You should see inside. I answer, brushing dirt from my knees. The art studio is finally finished. What was once Dad's dusty office, where he plotted financial schemes that never materialized, now brims with natural light. Clay-spattered tables hold half-finished mugs and bowls. My fingers find peace in shaping something from nothing. The spare bedroom upstairs stands ready for Lucia, the nursing student I'm mentoring. Her situation mirrors mine years ago, talented but drowning in family obligations. The difference? She'll have someone in her corner this time. Dr. Winters says mentoring is part of my healing. In therapy, I've learned to name what happened. Financial abuse. The words still stick in my throat sometimes, but each week they come easier. Family isn't always who raised you. She reminded me last session. Sometimes it's who helps you raise yourself. The support group I lead at Providence, Portland, nods in recognition when I share this. 8 other survivors, all learning to disentangle love from exploitation. When a new member whispers, "But they're family," I no longer flinch. Mara texts occasionally about Brandon, entry-level jobs, shared apartments with roommates. My parents separated 6 months ago. Mom in Uncle Greg's basement, Dad in a studio apartment. The Texas dream dissolved like sugar in rain. I feel nothing when I read these updates. Not satisfaction. Not anger. Just peaceful distance, like watching waves from a shore I no longer need to swim toward. The doorbell chimes. Jennifer arrives first for the housewarming, arms loaded with sparkling cider and paper plates. "This place looks amazing," she says, taking in the walls now covered with local artwork, the refinished hardwood floors, the bookshelves filled with nursing journals and pottery books. Guests filter in throughout the afternoon. My chosen family, Mrs. Patterson brings her famous blueberry pie, co-workers from the ER, friends from pottery class. The house fills with laughter where once my footsteps echoed against bare walls. Jennifer raises her glass as sunset paints the dining room gold. To Hallie, who taught us all what strength really looks like. Later, when everyone has gone, I sit with the photo album I finally opened. Pictures of my childhood home, now arranged on my terms. Mom and Dad smile from behind glass frozen in a time before betrayal unraveled us. Brandon's graduation photo. All displayed not as wounds but as chapters in a longer story. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop rescuing those who repeatedly harm you. The hardest boundaries protect the softest hearts. On the front porch swing, I watch fireflies blink in the gathering dusk. The weight of house keys in my palm feels right. Earned. The garden I've planted will bloom next spring, and the spring after that. Roots grow deeper than anyone sees. This is my home reclaimed, renewed, and finally at peace.